Hello and welcome to the Mid-County Safety Show. My name is Will.
And my name is Amy.
Today we're going to be having a brief look at how to take blood glucose levels. We'll start off, of course, as always, with gaining consent and offering a brief introduction. My name is Will and I'm here today to take your blood glucose levels. Have you had this done before?
No, never.
Okay, so all that this will involve is just pricking your finger. It shouldn't cause any pain at all. It might be slightly uncomfortable, but it won't last for a long time. Are you usually okay with the sight of blood?
Yep, fine.
Okay. Once the blood is present, what I'm going to do then is just take a reading with a glucometer.
Okay.
Okay, is that okay with yourself?
That's fine.
Lovely. The next thing we're going to do is get our equipment ready. So for now we're going to be using gloves, single-use safety lancets, like the yellow ones we have here, or you can have the blue single-use lancets that will attach inside a pen. The next thing we're going to need is an appropriate way of disposing of our sharps. We will also be using testing strips. We also need a method of ensuring that the area is clean. Ideally, the individual will be able to wash their hands straight away. You may want to avoid using alcohol wipes. These are not as effective as soap and water for removing glucose and can give an inaccurate reading. We will also require a glucometer. Now, glucometers come in all shapes and sizes, but generally speaking do the same thing. And we're looking for our blood sugars to be ideally between 4 and 8. And you may also require a plaster for infection prevention and control. So as I've been preparing my equipment, I've asked Amy just to place her non-dominant arm by the side of her. This will allow the blood to be brought down by gravity distally to those fingertips. So if you wouldn't mind placing that arm just in the table, thank you. Now, usually in a hospital or pre-hospital care environment, we wouldn't want to do anything with the thumb or the index finger. This is usually what we would be using for a motor response check. So I'd be left with the little finger and the two fingers towards the thumb. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Amy, rather than just pricking the center of the pad of your finger, where you'll find a lot more nerves, this can be a little bit more painful. So I'm going to just turn your arm like that, and I'm going to be pricking the underneath side. Okay, is that okay with you?
Yep.
Okay, that's brilliant. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a wipe, just to make sure that the area is clean. Now, whilst we're waiting for that to dry, what I'm going to do is get a testing strip. And of course, we need to make sure our testing strip is calibrated to our glucometer. So the testing strip will go directly inside, as so. So as this is set up, what I'm going to do now is just get this lancet. I'm going to open it up, and as we say, I'm just going to prick your finger on the underneath side. Is that okay with yourself?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be painful, but you might just feel a little bit of a sensation, which will of course soon go away. Okay, so we can see a little bit of blood there. Now, what I want to do with this first presentation of blood is just take that away. Now, there are some occasions where if I do use the first presentation of blood, it will give an inaccurate reading. So I'm just going to milk it, just like this, as we can see there, and that's enough blood. So I'm going to introduce this testing strip to the blood to get my reading. And as the reading's coming, what I want to do is just make sure that this is covered. Okay, so we're going to cover this with a plaster, and we're going to have a look at our reading, which is 4.1. I've just applied a plaster to Amy's finger. In terms of the reading, it was 4.1. Now it is of course within those parameters of 4 and 8 that we're looking for, but it's very much on that low side. So I think the only thing we can do now is wrap up filming and head to McDonald's. What do you say?
I think it's a really good idea.
Fantastic. Now we hope you have enjoyed this very brief edition of the Mid-County Safety Show looking at blood glucose levels. If you have any questions, please feel free to fire away, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.